It's like the full court press we're seeing from governments at the moment, isn't it? In an economic sense, you've got construction on that hand, hospitality, obviously via JobKeeper, ongoing support there likely. And what about manufacturing? There are wheels in motion on that front as well. You've got some information there.
So the push to manufacturing on the road back from COVID-19, it's already begun. We reported last week this draft report from the Manufacturing Task Force to the COVID Commission, Neb Power's commission, talking about really boosting manufacturing and gas in order to power manufacturing in this country, both to create jobs and assist Australia manufacture rather than import in a life of busted supply chains. Well, there are three major fertiliser, production projects under consideration for major project status by the federal government to assist in this process. One has already got that major project status in the last couple of weeks, the Mackay Potash project in the East Pilbara in WA. It will create 200 jobs during operation, 300 during construction, 600 through the broader region and supply chain. Agrimin plans to produce 426,000 tonnes of premium sulphate over its 20-year life, generating estimated annual sales revenue $315 million. Karen Andrews, the industry minister, said last month this will make the project one of the largest global suppliers of such fertiliser. At the moment, our farmers have to import all sulphate of potash, estimated around 250,000 tonnes a year, costing farmers around $1,000 a tonne. So it's these kind of measures where you can get jobs and you can insulate Australia against supply chain difficulties, the sort we're starting to see now and are going to continue to see as this COVID-19 crisis continues, Kieran.
And that's, exactly what the government's talking about with that phrase, economic sovereignty. Let's look at the issue of the health response now. I spoke to the Health Minister, Greg Hunt, earlier in the day, Andrew. I want to get your thoughts on some comments he made about, and we're finishing our chat this hour on a bit of an optimistic note. This is cautious optimism about a local vaccine being achieved. Have a look.
We are cautiously hopeful. There are no guarantees, but we are cautiously hopeful. And there are over 100 vaccine candidates worldwide. There are 6 primary candidates in Australia, of which the University of Queensland has been identified by CEPI, the Coalition for Epidemic Preparedness, as being one of the world's leading candidates. And either way, though, we are going to fight to give Australians the best protection.
The Health Minister, that full interview will be at 4:20 Canberra time, Eastern time this afternoon, Andrew. But interesting, he's talking about the UQ vaccine candidate as being one of the the best prospects in the world. This would be a game changer, not just in this country, but around the world if that is achieved.
I mean, you can say that again, can't you? And there's never been a vaccine for a coronavirus. We know that. And yet there's our Health Minister expressing cautious optimism, seeming to really believe this can happen. A lot of the government planning going on now at federal and state level is assuming this virus will be with us for a long time. Yet you hear an expert like Peter Doherty's been on with you suggesting by the end of the year we could develop a vaccine. So let's hope for that optimistic course, because it would change absolutely everything, notwithstanding the fact that we've come very close to eliminating this virus in Australia and we're in a better position than just about anyone else. So that's good news. But a vaccine really then is about a second wave, which looks a long way off at the moment, or more importantly, perhaps because that's unlikely, the prospect of us opening our international borders again, because you wonder when it would happen without a vaccine, Kieran.